What's up, everybody? Max Whitman here. You there? This is the Book It Better Wrestling Show. But what I want to do right now, I'm not posting a show up right now. It's not. I don't have anything for you right now. I know we missed Friday's show. I want to give you guys a little bit of insight into what's going on right now. Just because I don't like to miss more than a day's worth of uploads without giving some kind of a heads up. Think it's bad business. You guys show up every single time I put something up. You're always in the comment section, and so I don't really want to leave you guys hanging. Here's what's going on. Nothing major, but you can obviously, in case you haven't tell, I've been sick all week. The baby's, Hurricane Maxwell's been sick all week. Maxine's just getting sick. There is I don't know if it's the flu or just a severe head and chest cold running through the Whitman household right now that has made sitting down and recording TEW quite difficult. So I don't have any content right now, certainly not for today. I likely won't have anything on Monday either. I'm shooting to get back on Wednesday. So get back on the ball Wednesday and Friday. We'll have our Royal Rumble Fallout show on Wednesday, hopefully, and then we're back in the flow of things on Friday. But I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of a heads up on why there wasn't any content today and why there probably won't be any content on Monday. So ordinarily I work, when I record, generally speaking, I work about 2 weeks ahead of time. Usually it's a week, about 2 weeks ahead of time. So I pretty much basically I'll sit down on like a Saturday and I'll knock out like 4 or 5 episodes, try and get like a month in game, which gives me about a week and a half of content ahead of time. That's generally the way I record my content and put it up, and that way I'm never really falling behind. Well, this week, being sick myself, having my Maxwell was sick, and Maxine is sick now, and it's just hammering the household here. I haven't had any time to sit down and do anything, so I'm behind. I'm not behind, but I'll be behind after today. So I could either sit down and force something together and just go show to show with what I would consider subpar content, or I skip a day or two and I come back full force. And so that's what I think I'm going to do. So bear with me, hang in there. I know you're itching for the post-Royal Rumble show. I know you are. I know you need your Book It Better fix, and it is coming. I just don't really like to miss more than a day or two without some kind of an explanation. And so that's really what this is simply an explanation video on what's going on. I also want to fill you guys in on some good things. While I'm going to miss the next video or two, I do want to fill you guys in. Here's some of the ideas that I've gotten. I'd love to get some of your input on topics. So we're getting set to sort of relaunch the Book It Better podcast. Believe it or not, this whole thing started as a podcast. We do actually have a couple of episodes up on iTunes if you want to check that out. Check out iTunes. You'll find us at Book It Better on iTunes. We're also on Podomatic. That stuff is super old. Decent content, but you'll be able to hear just listening to it. Just the audio content, the audio quality is not so great. You can really tell that we're working out the kinks and we're brand new to this. We've come a long way. But if you want to head over there, you could listen to that. And I guess, long story short, what I'm driving at is we started as a podcasting group, I suppose you could say, a podcasting show. And the fantasy booking was a segment that we did. And it just got a little bit difficult to keep everybody together, keep on a thing. So we sort of just slowly faded into doing strictly fantasy booking. And I really want to bring that podcast show back. I really would like to have a bi-weekly podcast, maybe twice a month, where myself and a couple of the guys from Book It Better, there are 4 of us, believe it or not, there are 4 of us. You've heard Kato on the Impact saves. You've heard the professor on the Vinny's World saves, which we had a blast doing. I really need to bring those the Vinny's World saves back. But the good news is we are in the process of building this studio out, and the game plan is to set up some video cameras in here and do some true roundtable discussions. We'll call them discussions. If you're a passionate wrestling fan, you know damn well they're not discussions, they're arguments. And so I'm hoping to kind of bring that in as a new feature that we might be doing. Now, I don't know, will it replace a little bit of fantasy booking? Will it be an additional day? Will I keep the uploads to 3 days a week and just do 2 fantasy booking, 1 thing? I don't know. But I am thinking that we'll probably start with 1 a month. Be about an hour and a half long is kind of where we're shooting to be. But I want some topics. I've got some good ideas for some topics. But if you guys are listening and you have any idea, anything you'd like to hear the Book It Better team talk about, one of the things that we thought about, trying to keep it in line with the Booking It Better kind of theme, was to kind of just sit down and talk about how we would have booked Bret Hart when he first came over to WCW in late 97, early 98. I thought that would be kind of a cool thing to talk about. If you go to iTunes, you can see we've already done our a couple of Mount Rushmores. We've had a couple of sit-down discussions. But yeah, so that's kind of where we're at. So if you're listening to this, if you sat through this, we're only at about the 6.5 minute mark, and I really wanted to keep this real short. But if you have some ideas, anything you'd like to hear us talk about, go ahead and drop it in the comments below, and maybe I'll set up a poll or something, and we'll get this going. I'm really hoping to get this specific thing going within the next month or two. I did have a tentative goal of February for that. It didn't happen. And frankly, the reason it didn't happen was just the fantasy booking took off. That subscriber count went through the roof. The tutorial series kind of took off for us. And I just kind of decided to focus on the booking for a little bit. But I definitely want to bring in that podcast, radio show, whatever you want to call it, kind of feel to the channel. And so if you have any suggestions for it, anything you want to hear, anything you want to see, definitely go ahead and leave it. So I'll end this just by saying I apologize. I missed Friday, and I'm definitely going to miss Monday as well. I got some family in town as well. But we ideally will be back by Wednesday. Almost certainly we'll be back by Friday, the latest. And then we'll be right back on track. 3 days a week. Everything will be all dandy and peachy. But I definitely wanted to at least post something up to give you guys a little bit of a heads up on what's going on. I'm going to leave this. I'm gonna end this video by saying I think the Dean Ambrose contract situation is a work. I think that just every way the WWE has hyped it up and talked about it, it just feels like a work to me. I don't know why I'm throwing that out there now, but I am. But yeah. So all right, it's about 2:00 in the morning by me. It's time to go to bed. I appreciate you guys stopping in. I appreciate you guys. Every video, you guys are here, you're commenting. It's awesome. It really is. To see this grow the way it's starting to grow is really awesome for me. It's something that I really think is really cool. Honestly, it's the start of what I hope is more. So, thanks for dropping by. Thanks for staying with me. Bear with me the next week or so while I Lysol the house and get this virus or this bug or whatever's going on out of here, and then I can get back into recording for you. So, guys, have a great night. Appreciate you stopping by. Appreciate you listening. I will see you when I see you.